Hello, my name is Eric Hush with Fast Slow Motion. I'm joined today by John Catalfamo, one of our project leaders here at FSM, and Teri Augustine, the IT manager for LS Systems. Teri, tell us about LS Systems. What does the company do?
We provide life safety. For instance, we install fire alarms, sprinkler systems. We access systems for accessing buildings. We work with government contracts. We also work with apartment buildings and shopping centers. So across the board, we offer life safety services. We also offer inspection services as well on their life safety equipment.
And are you all nationwide, or are you within a certain region? Or
We're in the mid-Atlantic region for now, mainly Maryland, Virginia, DC area. We go down a little bit to North and South Carolina as well.
you contacted Fast Slow Motion in February of 2022. What was going on at LS Systems at that time?
We were actually in the middle of an implementation. We were not only implementing accounting seed, but we were also implementing field service and field service mobile. And we were working with another developer, and we weren't getting the results that we were looking for. So we actually reached out to Salesforce to see if they could provide us with another developer that would be willing to help us at this late stage. And that's how we connected with Fast Slow Motion.
And so, John, you've been the project leader on this project since day one. Tell us about meeting Teri for the first time, hearing about what she was dealing with, and how did we design an approach to help her out?
So the saying "rip the Band-Aid off" comes immediately to mind, Eric. So as Teri described, they were up and running on Salesforce, but we're in the midst of some huge projects with implementing accounting seed and going live on that at the same time of field service. So our role initially was to understand those implementations, get up to speed, and start to troubleshoot where there were gaps in the solution and plug those gaps. We did a lot of work around initially around field service and also with Conga integration on documents and sending things out for signature. And then the work evolved from there into helping with CPQ.
And Teri, you've been working with Fast Slow Motion now as the time we're recording this video, a little bit over a year. What's it been like working with the project team and kind of working this project?
So they were able to design some processes that we were told were impossible within the system. We've also, as a team here, have learned quite a bit from Fast Slow Motion. They've been able to provide us with information so that we could be a little bit more autonomous. However, as we become more autonomous in designing some of the processes, we discover other processes that we would like to implement, and we continue with our relationship with FSM on a weekly basis. The team, they've been absolutely great to work with. And yeah, we've enjoyed working with them and gotten some very, very great results from our relationship with FSM.
So I imagine, Teri, there are other business leaders that are maybe in the middle of trying to implement some of the more complex Salesforce products like field service, like accounting seed, maybe having some struggles with their current developer or implementer. What advice would you give to a business owner or operator that found themselves in that position?
Well, first of all, the advice I give them is it's not whether it can be done, it's how we're going to do it. That's the way I've always viewed things. That's the way FSM has approached things, how we're going to do it. So I would tell them never accept that it cannot be done. And I would definitely point them in Fast Slow Motion's direction as well.
Yeah, Teri, one thing you didn't talk about, one of the problems that you were struggling with early on was really user friendliness for the sales rep in CPQ and generating a quote and getting to a price point. And then from an executive standpoint, managing margin in the sale, sort of dynamically balancing margin goals with pricing, and the customizations that were not yet fully functional. We collaborated pretty heavily on that initially. And then more recently, we've been focused on you have multi-year contracts, right? That you go through a sales process to renew those contracts. So pricing and quoting on the renewals has been a more recent challenge that we've been collaborating to solve for, to get the right price uplift that you need and maintain the appropriate margins.
And gross margin came about when we were acquired, because we were working with markup through CPQ, using the markup as how we get our pricing, obtain our pricing. But when we were acquired by Science Building Solutions, they are centered around gross margin and not markup. And so John and his team at Fast Slow Motion was able to implement it so that the gross margin actually calculates the markup behind the scenes. And that allows us to use the gross margin because we need that for reporting purposes to the company that has acquired our company. So they were able to work with us to make sure that that was put into place. The Fast Slow Motion also implemented a contract renewal that was automatic. So you just click one button and a contract is renewed. It creates an opportunity. It creates a quote. Then it comes and it creates it wins the quote. It creates the case is resolved, and you get your work orders and you get your service appointments and such. And then from there, the service team takes over and sends the techs out to the job. And then the billing takes place. So it's a complete cycle now, thanks to Fast Slow Motion, with a lot of automation involved, meaning that our end users can concentrate on other more important things.
John, any final thoughts or anything else you guys want to share?
No, I think it's been a great collaboration where we jointly develop. We bounce ideas off. You mentioned you used the term colleagues earlier. I take that as a great compliment. It's I would use the term friends. But,
definitely. We are friends. We share a lot of information, talk about a little bit about what's going on in our lives. So yes, friends and colleagues, I would say. Probably the best relationship I've had with an outside consultant in my experience, and I've been doing this for a long time.